My name is Cesar Hidalgo, and I'm the ABC Career Development Professor at the MIT Media Lab. And my group is called Macro Connections, and it's a group that works on a variety of themes that all involve the collection of large data sets and the understanding of these data sets through tools of networks. So maybe the easiest way for me to tell you a little bit of what the group is doing is to run down through a few of the projects that we have been working on, because we have a few thematic areas which the group is concentrated on. One of the areas that we work on is economic complexity, and in that area what we try to understand is to understand the process of development by looking not only at countries from the perspective of aggregate quantities, but in a disaggregate way. So we try to understand how the productive structure of countries evolve. How do countries go from producing a certain set of products to expanding that set of products to produce others? And we have found that actually when you look at countries from that perspective, it is possible to better understand which countries are going to grow in the future, which countries are going to be able to achieve higher levels of income, but also which countries are going to be able to develop which industries in the future. So this is allowing us to develop tools that can help us predict and also advise the development of these nations. Other area that we're working on is expanding these ideas of development in high definition, as we can say, or a disaggregated view of development to domains that are not necessarily traditionally viewed as economic domains. For example, the exports of culture. So the United States, for instance, exports cars, but Elvis Presley is a big cultural icon that is an export of the United States. So how do we capture that aspect of the economy? How do we capture the Elvis Presleys and the Michael Jordans? Or we capture John Lennon, who is a big export of England. And if you go to the city of Liverpool, you still see that actually a big part of the economy of Liverpool is people remembering John Lennon. So what we have found is actually that nowadays, it is possible to start capturing those aspects that 10, 20 years ago, they would appear as merely qualitative by looking at how culture gets printed on the web, which is the media of our time. So we are able to look at each one of these historical characters, how they're expressed in the web in different languages, and how popular they are in different languages. And based on that, we then can collect all of that data, and we're able to create measures that allow us to understand the cultural output of each city and the cultural output of each city or each country in each specific domain of knowledge, and allow us to see how different countries and different cities expand not only their productive structure but also their cultural expressions. And we find that actually there is quite a gradual process of cultural expression that goes from countries that are less developed culturally expressing very few forms of culture, and they expand in a margin that is predictable until they are able, over the long run, to become countries that are able to express a diverse set of all forms of cultural expression.